What is up, Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And on today's episode, I will be talking about the uncomfortable truths about building muscle. But before we dig in, I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode. If you've been listening to the show regularly and really enjoy it, have gotten a lot out of it, if you could rate the show, share the show, or subscribe to the podcast, that just helps me get in front of more people, which helps me help more people, which is the goal of this show. So anyway, you might be wondering, Emma, why are you talking about uncomfortable truths about building muscle? Isn't that just like a super easy process with clients and like super fun? You'd think, right? No. Most people want to build muscle, but they're unwilling to be uncomfortable. And I guess here's why. And I will say, I struggle with this stuff. So not coming from a place of I don't know what the word is that I can't think of, judgment, I guess. But building muscle is really uncomfortable. It's really fun in that you get to eat a lot of food. But in order to build muscle, the scale has to go up. Unless you're a complete newbie trainer, not trainer, but person training. Like if you've never strength trained properly before, if you go, and this is the episode I did with Laura Savino on recomp. If you haven't listened to that episode, it's a really great one. But we kind of go through all the scenarios where body recomp can happen, where you build muscle and burn body fat kind of simultaneously, and where it can be actually a pretty big difference. But for most people, especially people who've been training for a while, recomp is like the slowest way to build muscle. Not that you can't do that. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. But in order to build the most amount of muscle, and instead of like taking 7 times as long to build muscle by just staying at maintenance for however long, going into a small surplus is what's going to move the needle the quickest and get you to the result the fastest way possible. And there was a quote, I forgot who said this quote, and I'm misquoting it for sure, but basically, to grow, you need to be uncomfortable, and the more you want to grow, the more uncomfortable you have to be. So, yeah, sure, training's uncomfortable, and recomp might be uncomfortable if you've never lifted weights before, if you're just training at maintenance and trying to build muscle that way. But training with enough intensity, eating enough calories, seeing the scale go up like every single week, that's really uncomfortable for a lot of people, and that's a lot more uncomfortable than it is to just train and stay at maintenance. So most people are unwilling to move past the fact that the scale is going to go up when you're trying to build muscle. Period. End of story. That's going to happen. And I think that's the uncomfortable truth that people do not want to hear. They don't want that to be the truth. But that is the truth. That is what happens. When you're eating in a surplus, the scale is going to go up. Some of that will be glycogen and water retention and a little bit of inflammation from the intense training, but hopefully most of it will be muscle, but some will also be body fat. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Ideally, you're not in a dreamer bulk, which is something Laura and I also talked about on here. So just look up Laura Savino, and there's like 3 podcasts, I believe, with her on it. And there's going to be another one coming soon. Or maybe there's 4 at this point. I think there are 4. There are 4 episodes with Laura. But I wouldn't go in a dreamer bulk. Right? That's like way above maintenance sort of bulk, to where you're gaining, there's a bug, you're gaining way more weight, and you're not gaining more muscle, you're just gaining extra body fat. So if you're doing a bulk the right way, you will slowly be gaining weight on the scale, There might be little dips here and there because you built muscle and then your metabolism increases and then you have to increase calories again because the scale starts to dip. And I actually just had that with a client. But the scale will go up. The cool thing is building muscle is way harder than losing body fat, just physiologically. In order to build more tissue, more muscle tissue, metabolically active tissue, that is a really taxing process and it's really hard on the body. Losing body fat, while that is hard on the body and it's hard to do, it sucks to eat less food, it's a lot easier. So if you do put on body fat, you won't put on that much if you bulk properly and will be able to shave that off in a fat loss phase. So basically, uncomfortable truths about building muscle. It takes a long ass time, like really, really long, like super, super long. Like you are lucky if you're a trained individual to build a pound of muscle in a month. Like that is like, wow. So it takes a long ass time. And the scale will go up. And you will feel uncomfortable eating more food. And your pants will probably be tighter. Some is glycogen, water, inflammation. You're eating more food, so midsection's going to increase. You might just feel a little bit puffier. All of that is okay, right? Because through that discomfort, you will become a leaner individual once you hit that fat loss phase. That is probably the light at the end of the tunnel. But the cool stuff about being in a bulk, you get to eat more food, right? And it's funny because when I do not tell my clients what they have to do, and that the fact that we talk through what is going to be beneficial, right? I'm the authority figure in this space, but I want to make sure that they're fully on board with the process and they have some say in the process. So I educate them on like, hey, this is the fastest way to your goal and here's why. And in order to reach your goal fastest, this is going to be the best way possible. But if you're not willing to do that, that's okay. But this is going to take way longer if that's the case. So building muscle, very uncomfortable because scale go up, clothes fit tighter, but the light at the end of that tunnel, so worth it. Your metabolism will function a little bit better because you have more metabolically active tissue on your frame. You will look more toned when you come out of a fat loss phase. You will feel better. You will be stronger, right? So not only can you eat more and maintain your weight, you can lift more and look like a badass at the gym. And actually, like today, so the past probably maybe 9 months, 8 months, I've been probably in a maintenance or surplus for the past 8 or 9 months. And I'm like 10 pounds heavier than I was at my lowest for my fat loss phase. And I put a poll on my stories. I was like, hey, how much do I weigh? Because I was at the gym this morning and I was like, I don't look very big. I just don't. Like, I've been big. I've been overweight. I've been puffy. I've been fat. And I was like, I don't look very big. And I weighed like I was 174.4 pounds today. And I had people rate my weight. I'm like, how much do I weigh? I don't look big. I have some muscle. I'm a little defined, I'd say, but I don't think I look the amount that I weigh. And that's the cool thing is the past like 8 months I've been at maintenance or trying to get stronger and build muscle. I've improved my metabolic rate. I also fit in my clothes better. Well, I guess not the upper body. My upper body's too swole now. That's the problem. Women's clothes aren't built for strong women. But I did a poll and I asked people to rate how much they think I weigh. Only 2 people got it right, that I was in the 170s. So I said 150s, 160s, 170s, 180s. Most people said 150s and 160s. That's like, no, I'm actually I'm closer to 180 than I am to 160 and 150. And the reason I posted that is not because I'm like, oh, I weigh this much, but I want to show people like, hey, if you focus on building muscle and getting super strong, you're going to look better at a higher weight, but that's going to allow you to enjoy life more because you have more room in your budget to go out to eat. I have probably the past like month and a half, we didn't go out to eat for a while, but like probably twice a week I've gone out to eat. Tonight I'm having pizza at a friend's house and I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried in the slightest because I know I can handle it. I have room in my calorie budget, and also like a couple slices of pizza is not that many calories to me compared to what it used to be because I have all this muscle on my frame. I'm not going to gain body fat in one night of going out to eat and eating pizza. I've been more flexible with my diet than I have been in years, because my body can handle it. My body's more resilient. My body burns more calories and has a better metabolism, and I look better. Like I have been like 170 something pounds, and I should try to find that photo. I took like a progress photo. Oh man, I think that was like 4 years ago now, maybe 5 years ago. And I was like 172, 175-ish pounds. And I just kind of looked like a blob. But I weigh more than that, or about the same now. And I don't. I look small. And I've done other posts like lifting weights does not make you look bulky. Like I've had some clients who told me that this week, and I was like, LOL, no. Like I can deadlift like 260 for reps, and the video, I don't look like I have muscle. I look small. I'm like, I feel like I'm bigger than I look, but I'm really not. And that's okay. But that's cool to show women like, hey, going into a muscle building phase and getting strong and building muscle is going to give you the body that you want. It's going to make you strong. It's going to make you confident, capable. It's going to help you maintain your weight and have to stop dieting forever. So like, yeah, going into a muscle building phase is really uncomfortable, but that's going to get you where you want to go forever, for the rest of your life. So you don't have to diet forever and eat super low calorie, so that you can go to your kid's birthday party and have a big ass piece of cake and enjoy it and not worry about the scale spiking and you gaining a bunch of body fat overnight. You can have cocktails, a cocktail or two with your husband on Friday nights if you build muscle and improve your metabolic rate. I don't like to drink that much. It just doesn't make me feel good. But I have clients that do, and when we focus on getting them strong, building muscle, they can have cocktails here and there, and they don't gain body fat from it because their body can handle it. Their body's more resilient. Their body burns more calories at rest. You can, like I'm doing tonight, just not worry about my nutrition at a friend's house. Obviously, do I want like fast food pizza? Like, no. I would go to my favorite pizza restaurant and get a Neapolitan style brick oven pizza, personally for myself, with my favorite flavor. Right now, and I know it's controversial, I love Hawaiian. For Neapolitan style, I don't love Hawaiian, but like a traditional like Pizza My Heart pizza, or like a kind of American like style pizza, like Hawaiian, like nice Canadian kind of bacon, like ham with like chunks of pineapple, tomato sauce, like mozzarella, like so good. Neapolitan style, I like me a prosciutto, like mozzarella, arugula, little bit of drizzle of something on there, maybe a little olive oil, like just anyway. That's what I would get for pizza. But I'm not worried, and I'm going to enjoy it. We're going to go play some games and hang out. And I don't have to worry about what food's going to be there because my body can handle it metabolically. And I'll say, like, I'm not the most, like, I'm not trying to be the most jacked. I'm not trying to be the most, like, lean, like, person. I'm also moldy right now, so that's not going to happen anyway. I'm just really focusing on reducing stress and enjoying times. Right. And there might be seasons, like I talked about in the fat loss episode I just did, where I wouldn't eat this. I would eat before and be like, yeah, I'm not hungry. And I would just show up and I'd hang out with everybody. I'd have sparkling water and enjoy and play the games, and I would eat before. But I'm in a season where I'm going to enjoy that damn pizza and have fun with my friends and not stress about the food choices available. But again, I'm not in the season to worry about it. But my point is, I don't have to worry about it because I have muscle on my frame, which is awesome. So yeah, building muscle can be really uncomfortable, especially for women. I'd say men tend to not be as uncomfortable about it. Depends. But for the most part, it's easier to convince a man to go into a bulk, I'd say, given my clientele. But it's worth it. The light at the end of the tunnel is worth it. And you trying to stay in recomp for the rest of your life is not going to get you there. If you want to get there faster, you have to be more uncomfortable to get to a more impressive goal. I just paraphrased the saying. But anyway, building muscles is uncomfortable, but that's okay. And if you're like, you know what, screw it, I'm ready. Like, let's build muscle. Let's do it. And I want some guidance. I can definitely help with that. So just shoot me a message on Instagram. We could set up a time to chat, or book a call, book a discovery call. We could do 15 minutes. If you're like, no, like I really for sure want to work with you. Let's do like a full 45-minute consultation. Just shoot me a message and we can chat back and forth and see, and set that up. But anyway, otherwise, if this was helpful and you're like, let's do it, I'm going to do it myself. I know what to do. I got this. Cool. Implement it, take action. And if this was helpful, please rate the show, share the show, and subscribe to the podcast, because that just helps me help more people, which is the goal of the show. Anyway, that is all for today, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.